Well, our CBN medical reporter, Lorie Johnson, joins us now. Lorie, let me ask you about this. When Dr. Fauci said that this stuff is 10 times more lethal than seasonal flu, what is he talking about?
Well, it's a numbers game, Pat. What he's talking about is, he said specifically, the coronavirus at this point, it might change, at this point, the coronavirus has a death rate of 1%. The seasonal flu has a death rate of 0.1%. So that's coronavirus 10 times more. So 1%. So we're still talking about one person out of every 100. But if this thing is as contagious and as widespread as people say it could be, worst case scenario, let's take America, for example. We have 360 million people in America. Let's say a third of Americans, about 100 million people get it. That means with a 1% death rate, we're talking about 1 million deaths. That is not acceptable.
Well, does it have some devastating effect on people's lungs that is more extensive than what we realized?
It absolutely is. This is a respiratory disease. So we know that the three main symptoms are cough, difficulty breathing or shortness of breath, and a high fever. Now, the more severe symptoms are people who have lethargy and a fever that won't break. And again, difficulty breathing. These people need to go to the emergency room, but they're being asked, before you go to the emergency room, make a call to that hospital and say, hey, I think I might have COVID-19 and I'm on my way, so that the hospital personnel can take the necessary precautions.
Well, people have said, do not go to the doc in the box, do not go to your health care. Call them on the telephone. Is that the drill now?
That is the drill now. So do make that call ahead of time and tell your doctor, or the doc in the box, as you call it, the urgent care center, I think I might have COVID-19. What should I do? And sometimes they'll ask you to come in, or sometimes they will give you other instructions. Everyone a doctor deems needs to be tested will be tested.
Right. I was told yesterday that somebody who was familiar with the origin of this coronavirus said that zinc was amazingly effective in preventing the contagion taking off in somebody's life. Do you know anything about zinc?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. This is the Zicam tablets that I use all the time. As far as like medical professionals saying what is good for preventing this, there isn't any particular standard of care, but we know that just staying in generally good health, and you've been talking about this for the longest time about the gut health, and people are saying things like elderberry. These are all things that can help us generally stay in general good health. But as far as ways to prevent this particular virus, not even getting it in the first place, washing our hands, keeping our distance from other people, 3 or 6 feet from other people, and really disinfecting those surfaces will help prevent us getting it in the first place.
Well, you have put together a fact sheet that I think has been very popular. What you need to know, and on the back of it, you have a wonderful thing from the 91st Psalm that's basically said that no plague is going to come near your dwelling. And you think prayer is going to be really effective in relation to this too, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, this is a great opportunity for us to show ourselves and the rest of the world what makes America great. We have a long history, Pat, of people of our nation rising to a challenge and defeating a threat to our nation when individuals make personal sacrifices for the common good. And that's exactly what is happening right now. Each and every one of us is being asked to do what we can to avoid getting sick and avoid making other people sick. Right now, we're being asked to stay home. Up until now, only sick people have been asked to stay home. And now they're saying even well people should stay home if they can. And again, practice the other things, washing our hands, keeping our distance from other people, and disinfecting surfaces. And again, we just need to remember that we need to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. We're going to get through this. This is temporary.
I totally agree. Lorie Johnson. Folks, we've gotten this thing that's been so popular. We've had requests for about 260,000 or so of them over the year. And according to Lorie, 80% of your immune system is located in this gut. And so there is the probiotics, which put these little critters inside of you, and this prebiotics is what it takes to feed them. And if you have a healthy gut, and that immune system you have will build up. So whatever the contagion is, your body will be able to, it doesn't say you can't necessarily catch it, but it can overcome any infection that's come into your life. You need to, if you haven't got one of these, we'll give them to you free. 1-800-700-7000. So pick up your phone, call in.